Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Virtual Assistant Intensive Training Lesson 1. So, for our Lesson 1, we will have how to become a virtual assistant in 2023. So, with the onset of remote work, virtual assistants are more in demand than ever before. So, offering administrative services from nearly anywhere in the world, as long as you have an internet connection. Becoming a virtual assistant can grant you flexibility and freedom to be based in a different location while still earning an income. So, here in this lesson, we'll learn about virtual assistant prospects and trends and how to get started with your VA career. So, first, we need to know what is the meaning of virtual assistants or what is a virtual assistant? What is, in layman's term, how do we define what is a virtual assistant? So, you are like the personal assistant of a person, but online. That's why it's called virtual. You don't have to go to the office or to a certain location to work. So, you just need a laptop or a desktop and of course a stable internet to work as a virtual assistant or as a VA. Okay, and here it says a virtual assistant is a person who assists businesses and professions. So what do you mean assist? So you support your employer or your client who hires you as their virtual assistant. Okay, so you're a personal assistant, but you use technology. So you can use your phone and your computer. It doesn't mean that you can just use your mobile phone alone. You need your computer because there are some websites that you can open or use better using a computer or a laptop. And of course, also mobile phone is also very important because we are using technology to finish any of the tasks that our client or employer or boss will give us or provide us every day or every week remotely. So when we say remotely, that means anywhere where there is internet. Okay, so when we say it's a remote job, it doesn't mean it's home based alone. So you can work either in a cafe or just in a hotel, even when you're in a beach or on a holiday, as long as there's in an internet service and you brought your laptop with you. Okay, so yeah, virtual assistant, it's like a personal assistant, but you're working online for your employer. Okay, so here are several reasons why business owners hire virtual assistants, including making business operations run more smoothly. There are tasks that the employer thinks, I think I need to hire someone to do this because they are, um, it's more like, of course, the biggest responsibilities, they will do that themselves, but there are some tasks, administrative tasks, which they need to hire someone to work on that. So it's like personal assistant slash secretary, if you know what I mean. So that's the job of a virtual assistant. So to make the business operations run more smoothly, in a sense, because it depends on your task as VA. There are different categories of a VA. You can be in the sales, you can be in the marketing, you can be in the accounting department. So so any any tasks that are given to you, they are not just, like minor tasks. No, you help run the business operations smoothly and better for your client. That's why you're hired. So you cannot just say, I'm just a VA. I'm only a virtual assistant. No, because you have a crucial job in making business operations better. Okay. So you have one of the reasons why business owners hire virtual assistants is to scale business growth. Okay, if especially if you're hiring, you are hired to be in the marketing or sales department. So yeah, and ensuring that tasks outside of the business owner's core competency areas get done. Okay, so there are, when we say tasks outside of the business owner's core competency areas, that means when you say core competency areas of the owner, those are, like only the jobs that only they can do, if you know what I mean. Like if you are a client or employee is a CEO, so there are certain tasks and responsibilities that only he can do it. But answering emails to certain clients or suppliers, they can sometimes ask you to do that for them. Okay, so there are tasks that you need to finish or to fulfill to help the productivity of the company or the business. For example, a virtual assistant can take on administrative tasks like data entry. So this is one of the most common tasks for virtual assistant, the data entry, and it's also the simplest task to do. And sometimes email management or scheduling appointments. Again, that depends on your job description as a VA. So you enable a business owner to focus on his core competency areas. Okay, like serving customers or developing new products and planning the next growth phase. So let's say that's the owner or the CEO or the manager or your client. That's his focus. So serving customers, developing new products, or planning the next growth phase of the business, while you will be doing the scheduling of appointments, email management, or data entry. So and other tasks that you can help your clients with. So on this slide, we have here becoming a virtual assistant. What to know in 2023. So Statista is a website where you can find statistics updated this year even to the previous years or decades before. So according to Statista, the contracting out of specific business processes, they predict that the industry revenue this year with virtual assistant is 129.7 billion by 2023, and it will increase more on by 2027. What does it mean? The virtual assistant economy continues to evolve. It grows and serve businesses in a because VA is very broad. You just don't say data entry. VAO, it's just data entry. No, it's very broad. You serve businesses in different and a variety of industries, including healthcare. You can be assigned, you can have an employer or client from a healthcare business, online education or interior decorating, even with farming, sustainability software, IT, or publishing websites like blogs, banking and finance, e-commerce, mortgage and lending, and many, many, many more. So you don't have to worry if you say, it's so hard to look for a job as a VA because, again, you are going to serve businesses in different industries. Okay. So there are a lot of different industries, different businesses who want to hire virtual assistant. So it's not just businesses per se, like sales and marketing. No. So you can have a client in healthcare or in IT, yes, or even let's say in online education or even like in agriculture. So it differs. There's a lot of businesses that need virtual assistant. So that's why Statista, they predict that it will grow this amount or this figure, I mean 129.7 billion, That's the income, total income of all the VAs worldwide. So that's a really huge amount, and it will grow by. They predict that it will grow by 2027. No, they just don't make these predictions. They study this prediction based on the growth or the statistics from the previous years. So they know that it will grow by 2027. So that means there will be more businesses, more industries that would be high that would need to hire virtual assistant. So virtual assistant talent marketplaces. That means these are the places where you can find VA jobs. Okay. Uh, Worldwide. So there's Fiverr and Upwork. They're the top two marketplaces for virtual assistant talents. Okay. Other talent pools or virtual assistant talent marketplaces. You have your Zebele Solutions, the Room Wing, Virtudesk, the VA Hub, Intelligent Office, My Tasker, My Outdesk, Virtual Hub. I am going to give you the links to all of these websites. And I actually forgot to mention onlinejobs.ph. So you can also find a lot of VA jobs in that website, onlinejobs.ph. Anyway, I'm going to give you a copy of all the links here. Okay, so there are a lot of talent pools available for virtual assistants to source clients or to find clients and for businesses to find the right VA or support. Okay, and the advantages of these talent pools, for example, the Upwork, so they offer secure payments. Okay, client matching. So they will match you to certain clients sometimes. And of course, they have the ability to build a detailed profile and description of your services. And they provide access to success tips and educational resources as well. So in addition, VAs on these talent pools or marketplaces, um, they can provide you work at companies such as Microsoft, GE, Airbnb, Meta, Google, and many other more. Okay. Although some of them, like Upwork and of course they get a part of your income, but the advantage is you will never get scammed. In other websites, there's a big chance that you will get scammed. That, for example, there are groups in Facebook that you can see, for example, virtual assistant groups, and they post things that they needed virtual assistants. Yeah, you can apply, but there's really a bigger risk that you will be scammed, that they will not pay you at the end of the month or at the end of the task. Um, the disadvantage of these marketplaces like Fiverr and Upwork or online jobs.ph sometimes is that, yeah, they get a part of your income. Okay, so yeah, they get a part of your income. Uh, so if let's say for Upwork, I think they get 10% of your income. So if you're supposed to earn 20,000, so you will get only 18. But it's better than getting scammed from other sources of talent pools. So here are some of the services that virtual assistant provide. I am not going to explain them yet, each one of them. We will explain each one of them in another lesson. So this is more like an introduction to VA, just to give you a general view of your tasks when you become a VA. Okay, so first there's data entry. This is the simplest task of a VA. Okay, administrative assistant. You work more like a secretary in an office, but online. Okay, e-commerce management. Um, this is good for people who graduated with, from business courses. So other services that VA can provide to their clients, e-commerce store management, e-commerce product research. Okay, e-commerce store management, again, more on the business side. The social media marketing, your role as a VA here would be, of course, with the social media. You need to market their products and services, not much on Facebook, but usually on Instagram and Twitter, or sometimes in LinkedIn. Okay. E-commerce product research. Yes. So we'll delve or we will indulge in these services later on our next lesson. So virtual assistants traditionally provide administrative service, but today's VAs, so there's already a wide range of services that require specialized knowledge and skills. So we will cover more of those details in the next lesson. So yeah, and as of January 2023, I forgot, there are over 34,000 virtual assistant jobs on Fiverr. Okay, so the virtual assistant tasks and services offered most frequently these top six services, but there are actually more services that the VAs can offer. These are just the top six um, services that virtual assistant offer, especially in Fiverr. So what do virtual assistants do? As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of categories, different categories of VAs. And here you will already somehow have an idea what type of tasks or responsibility you're going to no or like it will have it will provide you an idea of I want to be this kind of VA, okay, or this is in line with my course, or this is in line with the skills that I have right now. So I think I will be working as a VA in this category. Okay. So VAs help not only entrepreneurs and companies, but also startups companies. Okay, so of all sizes. So VAs improve their operations. There are VAs who work as freelancers. So that would mean sometimes that they work part times, but they have like two or three clients. Okay, but other VAs also would prefer to work with a certain company and they are employed. I mean, as an employee, like a full time job as a VA. So when you say freelancer, sometimes you just work for a certain person and this person pays you out of his pocket. Or you are employed by a certain company. So it's the company who pays you. Okay. So some VAs also run their own VA business. Okay. So they take on several clients at once, as I mentioned before. So if you are a freelancer and you want to run your own virtual assistant business, that's also better, you take on several clients and you complete short-term projects that last different amounts of time. But other VAs, they find long-term employment opportunities. Okay, so here are the categories of different VAs. So the first category we have here is administrative. So as I mentioned before, they're like the secretary or the personal assistant of a manager, a CEO, company owner. Okay, so the common VA services offered by an administrative assistant, virtual administrative assistant, scheduling and calendar management. So scheduling and calendar management. So mostly you're the one who would answer the phone calls or the email of your clients. So if someone asks for a meeting, you will check, of course, the calendar of your client and you will know which time is free or not. So you're going to help your client schedule a meeting or whatever it is with his other clients, suppliers, or business partners. Okay, so that would be your job. Typing services also, call in orders, data entry, file management, time management, email management, as I mentioned before, again, phone answering. Okay, client intake. Yeah, so let's say if you're working for a dermatologist, okay, and yeah, so, or you're working with, for a coach, let's say, or a psychiatrist or psychologist. So client intake, that means a new client that you are going to have a, I don't know, a new contract with your client. I mean, your boss is going to have a new contract with another client or something like that. Okay, contacting clients, confirmation calls, sometimes transcription. So they will give you audio recordings or even yeah, videos, and you have to transcribe that. Travel arrangements, yeah, sometimes they will even, like trust you with their credit cards, and you will order plane ticket. You will, I mean, arrange a plane trips for them, or even reservations to the restaurants or hotels, and yeah, and expense reporting. When it comes to transcription, don't be like kind of afraid that, oh no, I can't do this. I can't do all of these tasks. It's because they are going to ask you also as well. And sometimes these common VA services, they do not come in just one job. Like, okay, so you see this job ad that they need a virtual administrative assistant. Um, Not all of the common VA services here will be there. Okay. For example, it might be that they will only ask you typing services, data entry, email management, okay, and travel arrangements. Probably just like that. Sometimes it will just be transcription, okay. So yeah, like transcribers. It would really depends. They will, and the client, when they post a job ad, they will always be very specific with the task that you are going to do. So also be cautious. Um, how do you call this? Um, be careful. Check on the job responsibilities if you can do those skills. And also during the job interview, they will also ask you, do you have questions about the job or about the company? And you can also ask, are these only the tasks that I'm going to do, or are there more? Because sometimes also they would tell you, like, you will do all these things and more. So you can ask, can you please elaborate what is this more? Because I might not be able to do it, or I may not have the skills to do it. Okay. But actually, administrative is one of the most common VA job and the easiest. So the second category we have here is technology. And when you say technology, it would be IT support, development, and engineering. So that would mean they would hire IT graduates or computer engineers for this one. Yes. This category, they actually receive higher rates because their job is also more complicated. I'm not gonna discuss yet again more about the categories because we are going to discuss them on the next lessons. Again, this is only more of an introduction of what to expect on the training as well, and of course, just to give you the idea of what usually VAs do. Okay, so the third category is marketing. So digital marketing support, email marketing, content marketing, social media management. Digital marketing support. Marketing is another word for advertisements. So when we were younger, we used to see advertisements on TV and hear them on the radios and read them on newspapers or magazines. But now it's more online. So you see businesses marketing their services or products on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, on TikTok. and many more. Okay, so that's if you are going to be in the marketing category, you are going to help them advertise their service or their product online in different social media platforms. Okay, email marketing in a sense that they're going to ask you to email potential clients and customers, to offer their services again and products. Content marketing would be more on writing, writing articles that would still be again marketing their business. Okay, in what way? For example, they can also ask you to write, or there is going to be a writer that's going to work with you. Uh, for example, you work in a um, let's say you work in a skin care products. Okay, so content marketing, that would be how are you going to create an article that would market your product. So let's say the article would be um, the effect of aloe vera on our skin. So the content would include why aloe vera is good for the skin, what are the benefits, and in the end, you are going to mention the name of your product that contains aloe vera. Okay, so that's content marketing. Now, it does not mean that you are going to be the writer, but there are also virtual marketing. I mean, there are also content writers in the marketing niche which who are VA. Okay, but if you are on the content marketing, that means you will only help the writers as well to think of how to market your products or services using articles. Okay, so you think of ideas, social media management, digital marketing support is different than social media management. Digital marketing support, you help think of ways how to market the products and services in the different social media platforms. But if you're the social media management, you are the one who is going to be posting you're going to be the one posting the the videos, the pictures, the posters, advertising or marketing the services or the products. And sometimes you're the one who's going to be doing the video. And again, they will tell you in the job interview or in the job post that they need this someone with the skills of video editing or something. But sometimes they will also hire someone for that, and all you have to do is you manage social media, like what time are you going to post um, the new video in Facebook page, on their Facebook page, on their Instagram account, on Twitter. So there are certain times that you need to post. How many posts are you going to give? I mean, how many posts are you going to post in a day? So that would be the social media management task. So for others with accounting and finance background, this one is for them. Yeah, so this is the fourth category, of course. So expenses and invoices, accounting assistants, bookkeeping, transaction coordinator, loan processing assistants, and billing. So I think those with the background of accounting and finance know what these common VA services are. Yeah, so it's an advantage really if you have an accounting, an accounting background and finance background. And sometimes they even hire CPAs to be VAs. And of course, again, they have higher rates for this one. Okay, design and creative. So this um sometimes they hire graphic designers for this, but sometimes they also hire IT for this one. IT who specializes in, of course, designing and creating. Yes, like this one, web design and development. That's for ITs. So the graphic design, audio and video editing, content creation, writing and editing. So content creation and writing and editing, that's for the writers and editors. So we belong to the design and creative category. Soon we are also going to offer graphic design um, training, which will I think would be shorter than the whole training of VAs, where we hired an IT, a graphic designer who is also an IT for that kind of course. So if you know, for that kind of training. So if you know someone who is interested to know graphic designing, video editing, audio and video editing, so don't hesitate to inform us because we are going to offer that training very, very soon. Sales. This is on the sixth category, but it's actually one of the most common VA job, so in the sales. So yeah, outbound calling, telemarketing. So it's more like working in a working like a call center agent. Yes, but of course you work for a certain person or a certain company, home based, or I mean remote. Um, yeah, so outbound calling, telemarketing, and inside sales, sales development, sales assistance, lead generation, CRM automation, and store management. So that's under sales. Another common VA job is customer support. Yeah, so fortunately, there are also chat supports that don't need you to answer phone calls or to call clients or customers. It's just purely chat, like in a messenger type thing of the in the company, or the chat bot that um pops in some websites when you open some websites. So those are VAs that replies to your queries or questions. Also those who are in the help desk support and customer service. So again, more like call centers, because most customer support are also voice. Yeah, they need your voice, or you need to answer phone calls, or you need to call people. So this is another category of VA, multilingual. So you translate, um, you translate from one language to another. I've seen a lot of videos in Reels or TikTok that you can go to this website and they would just translate everything, and so easy. I don't really recommend that. I'm not sure also if they do really work well, but um some job ads for this, they of course they would also be um blunt about it, like, yeah, when they say translation, but sometimes they would include that in their job ad that they have a tool for you to use. Like, okay, we need a translator. You don't need to be an expert of this language because you are going to use a specific tool that we are going to provide you. So that's better. But mostly when you say translator, they would, if you are going to apply for this job, they will really assume that you know these two languages. For example, sorry, to translate Japanese to French. So when if you're going to apply for that job, they will assume that you are not going to use any translator tools, or you're not going to use Google to translate from Japanese to French. They would assume that you know Japanese and you know French. Okay, and of course we have research. This is also again one of the common VA jobs. So research. Excuse me. For others, they would think that it's very easy because all you do is research and it's in Google. Sometimes it's not, especially when they ask for statistics and survey results. It's really, really very hard. Um, also, other clients would ask, okay, give me a research for all guidance let's say, research me all the psychologists in the California in a certain location, and sometimes, okay, in a certain location, California would be broader, but a certain little town in one of the states in USA, and you would think, I think I would find a lot of psychologists there, and they would sometimes say, okay, minimum of 20 that has phone numbers and emails. Now, phone numbers, yes, but they would actually ask you to have the emails. And sometimes you would only find like three psychologists who would, show their emails on their website, or and other psychologists, they don't even have websites. So it's it's going to be a hard work, researching for psychologists a specific town or even in a specific city. So sometimes you would be lucky to find more than five that would show their email. And, and then, of course, the next thing to do with that is they're going to ask you to email the psychologist. So probably your client is um, from a pharmaceutical company. Let's say they want more sales for their new drug, which is related with psychological problems or something like that. So they would need psychologists they to buy their products. Just an example, or not to buy, but to recommend their products. So yeah, they do with research. Okay, and of course sometimes gathering survey results. Statistics is the hardest for me. If you ask me, it's a little bit hard to look for statistics that are really valid and legit. And then we have the project management. This also has a high rate. They also pay higher rate for project management. Why? Because you also have a bigger task. Um, you have a bigger task, and you will work in it with a team. So if you are going to work with a team, that means you're going to handle people under you. So let's say the project is about you are going to create an online education website. So you will have um, someone under your team, a curriculum developer. So someone is going to write the lessons, all of the lessons. You are also going to have not just one, but several ITs working with you and many more. So that's the project manager's task. So that's just an example. So yeah, but this one really it has a high rate. And again, when they post the job, they will also post the skills that's needed for this position. And let's say if you are new as a VA, don't get intimidated, like, I'm just new, I don't think I can do this. If the skills listed, you see that I can do this, you know that you can do the skills, or you know that here are some skills that I don't have yet, but I'm sure that I can learn. So you go for it. You apply for it. That's what I usually do. Even when I know that, oh, some of the skills here, I don't know, I don't have these skills yet, but I think I can learn or I can develop new skills. So I apply for this job. I always take risks because who knows, we get hired, no? So don't be afraid to take the risk of applying um, jobs with rates that are higher. Okay, so how to become a virtual assistant? First is decide what types of services you will offer. Now, here's a tip. When you decide what type of service you will offer, or services you will offer, do not limit yourself only to your educational background. For example, you have a background in accounting and finance, but you are interested, you are eager to learn about graphic designing and audio and video editing, then you can also decide that you want to offer that kind of services. So that means you also want to learn that. Actually, right now, at present, because of technology, we can learn audio and video editing without training or without joining any trainings or enrolling in courses anymore. We can learn that on our own with all the videos that we can see from YouTube, even on TikToks and Facebook. They have, like videos on how to edit videos and audios. So do not limit yourself only with your educational background, but reach out to the skills that you want to learn, skills that you want to acquire. So decide on that. So um, there are some questions also to gain clarity on what types of services you will offer. For example, what kinds of businesses, startups, or entrepreneurs do you want to help? Okay. Yeah, or which you are more inclined to help. In what areas of business operations do you think they need your most support? Mhm. What services can you offer that would allow businesses to focus time and energy on their core competencies? Okay. And how would your service save the business or your employer time or increase their efficiency and improve? Okay, so those are just some questions. But then again, my advice for you would be do not limit yourself only with just your educational background. Now, even if you did not finish college, let's say you haven't finished college yet, or you didn't finish college, you can still become a virtual assistant. Just um, just focus on some skills that you want to develop, okay? And you don't need to go back to school or you don't need to finish a bachelor's degree, although there will be some virtual assistant jobs where they would require someone who graduated or who has a bachelor's degree, but there's also a lot of virtual assistant jobs that do not require that. They would only need certain types of skills. Okay, so here it is, build relevant skills. So if you have decided um, the specific services that you want to provide as a VA. Now you need to build your skills. Okay. So once you know who you can help and how to help them, you evaluate your own skills and experiences as well. So what skills would be your ideal employer or clients would be looking for in a virtual assistant? Now, for example, I want to be in sales. Just an example. I want to be in the sales category. Okay. So think about it. The client or the employer who would look for a VA in the category of sales, what do you think would they look for in a virtual assistant? So you focus on the skills that you need to be on the sales department or category. Okay. And you assess yourself also. What skills do I already possess so I can offer a service as a VA? And what skills do I need to improve? Okay, or do I need to learn? Now, um, we all do sacrifices, no? If uh, you can't just attain something without sacrificing something as well. What I mean is, um, at present, because of technology, there are a lot of free courses that you can find online. that will really, really help you find or help you land a virtual assistant job. Okay, so because if you want to build your virtual assistant skills, you should consider taking online courses that you can complete or you can finish at your own pace. Like this one, it's a training that you can complete at your own pace. There's no schedule that no, you have to be online at a certain date and time. No. So whenever you just have time to listen or to listen and to watch on the presentation and to take the test, then that's good. So yeah, also this one, there are online courses at your own pace. If you go to Google, I will also give you a link, but remind me, I might forget it. Google are offering free courses. Google digital marketing, e-commerce profession, and they have certificates for this. And you know what? They actually um, in Upwork, they can pay you as high as $80, $100, or $400 an hour for a there's this certain job. I think it's I forgot the type of job, but this is they really offer very high rate per hour, and this kind of job you can finish this course in Google and there's a free certificate. So if you can show this to the employer or client that, yeah, I have this certificate already, I know this job, they can offer you as big as 80 to $100 per hour. So $100, it's around, it's more than 5,000 pesos in Philippine pesos per hour, not per day, per hour. So that's how big it is. That's why if you were to ask me, please um, make some sacrifices. Schedule a time where you are going to join more trainings and, if possible, on an online course at your own pace. That means, yeah, no schedule of going online. Again, this is for you. So it is going to really help you in the future. Okay. So to gain experience, consider finding an entry level position in your skill area. Okay, so entry level position lang muna. So remote or even on-site. It means you can go because there are VAs in the office. I used to work as a VA in Davao City. It's an office. So what is this office? So you would ask virtual assistant. So why is it in the office? So this office is more like an agency. So they give you your clients. So when the clients pay, they will not pay you directly. They will pay the agency, and the agency pays you. So it's actually ano lang, you don't earn that much. Yes, but of course in Upwork and the talent pools that I showed you earlier, some of them are agencies. Be careful. Some like Wing. Wing is an agency. Agency is not bad actually, but it's just that you're not going to receive your full payment because they will take a part of it. In Upwork and in online jobs.ph and in other, oh, also on LinkedIn, I forgot. LinkedIn, you can get clients and clients and employers directly. So there's no cut. Okay. In LinkedIn also, there are no scammers. So if I were you, open a profile on LinkedIn and build your social network there, not on Facebook, but on LinkedIn. If you want to improve your career, now, if you want career wise, even financially, because of course, if you have a good career, you're going to have a good financial situation as well. Okay. So, yeah. So find an entry level position in your skill area, can be remote or on site, and you complete short term projects first on a freelance basis. And then you gather letters of recommendation and testimonials from your satisfied clients and employers. Sometimes they will also help you find full-time jobs from their friends who own other businesses. But especially in LinkedIn, your client, and also in Upwork and Fiverr, and also in Fiverr, when, okay, entry level positions and short term projects, you can do that. When they are satisfied with your job, they will give a good word about you. They will recommend you. And the other employers and clients, they will hire you based on the recommendations. Sometimes, yeah, and that's somehow like the disadvantage of being a newbie. Yeah, because some clients, they would really look for the recommendations already from your previous clients. And if you're a newbie, of course, you don't have any recommendations yet. Okay, there are, but don't worry because there are still a lot of clients who welcome newbies like you. Okay, create an online presence. As I mentioned earlier, please open an account on LinkedIn and be visible every day on LinkedIn. Just post something, not something funny, not something rude, but something that will help build your profile professionally, okay? And add people, add CEOs, managers, owners of company. That's what I did, or still I'm doing on LinkedIn. And you know what? Sometimes they would just email you on LinkedIn and ask you if you are you free to take this job. If you have, I don't even have an active online presence on LinkedIn. Sometimes I forget. I get too busy with Facebook, but still I receive every week. I receive one or two or three emails asking me if I can, work for them. So that's how powerful LinkedIn is. Um, an online presence can make it easier to promote your virtual assistant services. So okay, again, like, especially on LinkedIn, you display your skills and experience on LinkedIn so you can find new clients, okay? And then you can review your services, your skills, your experiences, your letters of recommendations and testimonials, okay? Also, when you finish an online training or course, you can post your certificates there. It will also help clients and employers looking for VAs. Now, okay, she has the certificate. She finished a course about this, so she knows about this. I need a person like this one, so I'm gonna send him or her a message. So, yeah. So that's a win-win situation for you and the client. So you need to draft a clear and compelling copy, like yeah, on LinkedIn. On Facebook, we post something funny, something rude, something sarcastic, but in LinkedIn, no. You need to be clear with your mission statement in your career, your service list, and about your about me paragraph. But I will also help you with that. I will help you create an online presence on LinkedIn. And then you can set up, for others, they set up a website. But you can just set up an online portfolio. I'm also going to help you with that. It's actually free. So you can have your own online portfolio as a VA. Okay. And yeah, profiles on virtual assistant talent marketplace and sites. These will be one of your assignments. We are going to create your online profile on Fiverr, Upwork, and the other talent pools that I mentioned. Okay. So you join professional organizations, you attend networking events, and connect with businesses that may need your services, and you can find them on LinkedIn. Okay. And the last one we have is look for virtual assistant jobs. Of course, how would you become a virtual assistant if you don't look for VA jobs? Okay, so there are several ways you can earn income as a VA. The part-time virtual VA jobs, temporary VA gigs, that means project-based only. Yeah, and long-term VA position. Okay, and of course, you can even start your own VA business. So hopefully in a year or two, uh, you will have already a lot of clients that you would need to hire another VA, one or two VAs to work with you. No, there's a difference with working for you and work with you, and it's better to have people to work with you. Okay, so that means you are really working with them. Okay, and yeah, so as you start looking for potential clients or employers, be sure to keep your online presence up to date. That means update your resume, and I will help you with that. Okay, and I will also help you with your interviewing skills. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry that you can't see my face. There was something wrong with my video. I tried, but it was just all black. So I'm going to try it. Oh, I don't know, but I think this one's better because no video means no distraction as well. So thank you for listening. And when you're done with this, um, I will also send you a PDF copy of this presentation so you can review and then send me a message when you're ready to take the first test. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day or evening. God bless.